What's good, Life Podcast? Welcome back. Welcome back. We back with another episode, man. It is episode 43, man. This is crazy, bro. We almost at 50. We probably got like what, 4 more weeks, and then like
Yeah,
one more
just
month. One more month, we'll be at 50, bro. So, hey, man, I'm super excited. I'm very ready to hit 50. Not gonna lie, bro. I really want to see what's more to come, bro. I'm not gonna cap, bro. Like,
yeah, no, that's right.
it's it's just endless opportunities coming ahead, bro. So, you know, just excited to get this thing started, bro, and just keep going, to be real, bro. Not gonna lie, man.
Yeah,
And just to ask you,
man.
bro, how was your weekend, man?
This is a W weekend. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
No, it was Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day
Facts.
weekend. Job was busy. Job was swinging. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I was with the guys this weekend. We were bowling out and stuff like that.
That's
So,
fire.
pretty smooth weekend. Not gonna lie. What about you, bro?
For me, this weekend was pretty smooth as well, bro. I really got back into hooping, bro. So that's something I got
Okay.
back into doing because I recently been injured. So, getting back into hooping, getting back into working out. So doing those
For
things
sure.
have helped me like become and feel better as I go through these days, bro. Not gonna lie. So definitely been getting
Sure.
back on track with those, man. And starting to ask you on the question, bro. First question of the day, bro. Learning through failure. Well, it's technically not a question, bro. It's like a little statement. But how do you feel about
Yeah.
that statement, man? Learning through failure. What does that mean to
Learning,
you?
learning, learning through failure. I think I think learning through failure, you learn more, right? Because when you learn through failure, you're able to like look at things differently, you're able to approach things differently. And I think a lot of times, if you're learning through failure, you don't look at failure as like as you failed, right? Like you look at it as like it's just a lesson. Like you learn from it and you grow from it. So learning through failure is really just like growing from your mistakes and becoming a better person. What about you, bro?
I agree, bro. Learning through failure is one of those things that it's kind of like a perspective thing. You know what I mean? So it's like however you view failure is how you view failure, bro. So it's like you wanna be more
Yeah,
positive, bro. You wanna just s- keep that out of your mind. Keep failure out of your mind. Because if failure is in your mind, then you'll
so,
always see it.
mhm.
So I think once you remove failure from your mind, you kind of just look at everything as just a learning lesson or some type of learning lesson. And that's how you should look at life, to be real. Like going around life, just look at everything as a sign from God or like a message, right? And obviously, we know right from wrong. So we know like if something is like wrong, if it's not a sign from God, we know as humans that it's not from God. You know what I'm saying? So I think once we kind of just lock in on that, it's like we can just progress and just keep going, right? Like keep learning and learning because you really don't see no L's. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for
Everything is
sure.
just W's.
For sure, for sure. And I like that you said that, right? Because a lot of the times, like we do know right from wrong, right? And the only time we really fail is whenever we do wrong, we feel like that guilt, like we really feel like, dang, I should have done that. That's the feeling of failure, right? But whenever you're just like learning, you're just trying new things out, you're just trying to like, keep a positive mindset, do the right things. You don't ever feel like you failed because you're just going with life. You just, doing the good. And like we always say,
Facts.
like, what's the reward for goodness? Like goodness. And I think like the biggest thing a lot of the times is when when a person fell or when a person sinned, that's when they get eaten up the most because they know they did wrong, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I feel about it. What about you, bro?
I agree, bro. Like I feel like every time when we do wrong as humans, we sin as humans, we feel that conviction immediately. And it's crazy. I was talking to my chat about this actually yesterday. We were speaking about feeling conviction. Like I was telling them how like if back then when I was doing things with females or whatever, I would feel that conviction. Like once I'm done, I would know that it's wrong and it's not a good thing to be doing.
Mhm.
So you kind of little lessons like that is where you have to realize, okay, do I stop and do I do better or do I keep doing the same thing? And most people, they see that wrong, they feel that conviction, but then like they'll go back to having that moment of pleasure or
Mhm.
that moment of joy that they thought was good for them. So I feel like once you feel that conviction, once you realize that what you're doing isn't good, because we know, like I said, we know right from wrong. Once you see yourself doing wrong and you get that conviction, that's just your sign right there to turn away from it, right? Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to repent, right? And repent is just turning away from that sin, whatever that sin is, just turning away from it and not doing it anymore. So I think once we, kind of be more aware that, aware of our positives and negatives, you'll start to see when negative happens, how you can turn it into a positive, or when negative happens, how you can turn away from it. When negative happens, how you can go back to your source, go back to your provider, go back to God. So it's like you have to be more aware of what you're doing and the things that you're doing, because it does matter.
Yep. And to add on to that, I think nowadays it's so hard because we don't know what right is, right? Like we so used to wrong, 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 and we normalize wrong. And I think
Nice.
that's where a lot of people go wrong at, right? Like we all know that smoking is wrong, but since everybody do it, we all want to smoke. And we all know that clubbing and partying is wrong, but since everybody do it, we all want to do it. And it's more of just like the feeling of enjoyment, right? It's just the feeling of, oh, we all happy, we all good, so we all think we're doing right. Like we think, not we me, not I ain't not me, but everyone thinks that, like, the feeling of happiness is right, like the feeling of good or of excitement and this and that is the right thing, like you're doing the right thing. But a lot of the case, that's not the truth, because when you can be doing something so right, but like you go through hardships, or you can be doing something so wrong, and you having the time of your life. But I think, like we always say, you have to make your goal heaven, right? And if you think party and club is gonna get you to heaven, then you got to rethink life, honestly and truthfully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. Is just you can't be doing what everyone else is doing. That's what separates people, right? Like if your friends want to go club and this and all that other stuff, like you have to be a better person to understand. Like you know, I don't want to fail. Like that, going to the club is going to make me fail. That's a part of failure. I don't want that feeling of failure, or I don't want the feeling of feeling good just for the moment. Because when I get back home, I want to feel like I failed. You feel what I'm saying? So
That's facts.
it's all about separation.
That's facts, man. To be honest, that kind of like tunes into the next question, bro. Let me ask you, bro. What's like? It's like the danger of living without direction, right? Like, if you have no
Mm.
direction, like, you know,
If you have, if well, first you have to understand who gives direction, right? Like you can't just be following a leader, right? Like you have to understand who you're following. I mean, because sometimes, like, you can be like in a good crowd, you can be with like the good people, right people. But if you're just with the wrong people, then they're going to be directing you to the wrong place. So first off, you have to be aware of who's directing you, and secondly, you have to have a sense of direction. Like, you got to know what you want to do, because once you know what you want to do, then you're able to surround yourself with the right people. And you're able to, like, go to the creator to seek for guidance.
facts.
And a person who doesn't live a guided life is like an animal, right? Because what do animals do? They just here to eat, drink, drink
Sleep.
water, and just survive, right? They go to just to survive. You feel what I'm saying? So a person without direction is just like an animal. What about you?
I agree, bro. Like that's really facts, bro. Like, living without direction is, like you said, bro. You tend to idolize without even realizing it. You tend to follow somebody that's following somebody else. You get what I'm saying? And the main thing is, like, we should be following one. We should be following the Creator, God Himself, right? So, you know, the danger of living without direction is that, like, you can get lost easily. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get lost without a plan, without direction, because you have no plan, you have no direction. So whatever life throws at you, you kind of just go with the flow with that, right? Like, even if it's not something that's benefiting your life or what you want to do in the future, you just don't know. You feel like you know what I'm saying? You feel like that's a good sign from God, but in reality, it's just sometimes it's just life
Mm,
throwing something at you. You know what I'm saying? It's just life
yeah.
throwing something at you to see where you're at. And if that's what happens with most people, right? They have no direction, but life keeps throwing things at them, and they just keep going with it. They take it and they run with it, right? So, like, for example, when you have direction, you have a plan. It's like when things are thrown at you and it's not aligned with your purpose, you can easily be like, no, this is not for me, and you can easily
Yep.
move away from it. Or back it down or back away from it, whatever the case may be. But when you don't have that plan, you will fall into whatever is thrown at you. If your friends want to go out, you'll go out with them because you know you ain't got nothing else planned, right? You ain't got no plan for yourself, so you'll decide to go out with those friends. You'll do the things you're not supposed to do because you don't have no direction. But when you have a plan, you have that direction. It's like those friends ask you to go somewhere. Nah, but I'm straight. I know I got to stream tonight. I know I got to do this today. Boom, I got to do this. I got to do podcasts. Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You had that plan. You know what you're trying to get to, so you wouldn't fall down and make those simple mistakes. But yeah.
Yeah, and I like you said that too because like on the opposite side of it, right? Let's say like when you do acquire a lot, like whenever you do acquire wealth and status and stuff like that, you're able to know how to like control it, right? You're able to know how to like handle it because a lot of the times when people get like social status or money and all this, they become arrogant and boastful because they never put themselves in a situation or they never like plan to do
It just
what they're gonna do
happened
when they have
by
a certain.
accident.
Yeah, so I think it's important to also like you know once the opportunity comes, how are you going to handle the opportunity? And the only way you're going to know how to handle the opportunity is by planning for the opportunity when it presents itself. And I think the biggest thing with like you know having a plan, and guidance and stuff like that is just you're like you said, like you're able to know right from wrong. You're able to like seek good in things, and you're able to stay on the right track. You don't get led astray, and that's what it be a lot of the times, right? Like a lot of people get led astray, and they get so far astray because they just completely lost, and that's scary, right? Because it's like you think you're doing so good, you think so high up, but you never had a plan for yourself. You're doing what everybody else is doing. You're doing what you see. You're doing this. And you're not learning. I think the biggest thing like with planning, you got to learn because if you don't learn, how could you plan? Like if we
Facts.
don't learn, how could you grow? If we don't learn, how could you do anything? And a lot of times people get led astray because they have no plan or they're not learning. They're just doing what you do.
That's right. I agree, bro. Like, learning is a very big key with how you want to live your life because we all say we want this, we want that, but the thing is, the internet gives us so much. And I was just talking to my mom about this, how we have so many resources, right? Like if we want to do something, we can easily go search it up. We can easily go get a book. You know what I'm saying? We can easily find out how to do things that we want to do. But most of the times we be lazy. Most of the time we're led astray, like you said, to the point where it's like we get comfortable where we're at. We get so far. Sometimes it's you may be on track with God, but somebody or some things may be pulling you astray. Maybe pulling you far to where it's like you can't get back on track, and it's gonna take you a minute. Or it's the case where most people really just get led astray anyway, right? Like they just keep letting themselves get led astray, and it's like you have to be aware that you're getting left astray, bro. And it's sometimes like they say it's hard because sometimes if your life is you seeing good and you're not doing good like mentally and like on the spiritual level, it's you kind of being like people that's selling their soul, right? Like you're kind of just gaining everything, but you're losing yourself in the process. You get what I'm saying? In the Baba, well, you go ahead.
No, it's like you gaining the world, but you're losing heaven, right? Like you gaining all the world, and I think like it's crazy. I was just talking to my lady about this. Like, I told her like, I don't care about the world because the world doesn't give me, right. Like only God gives me. So it's like, why should I care about how much money I have? Why should I care about the social status? Why should I care about all these things when that doesn't get me to heaven? And when it does, inshallah, if God wills, if it does come, I have to use it as a tool, as a resource to get to heaven, right? So I don't want it to affect me. I don't want it to because a lot of times, like what it does, it eats people up, and I don't want to be one of those people who gets eaten up. So like, if I live my life now without it, I'm gonna live my same life with it, right? Because I can't let it change me. And there's one thing I want to add to that. I think that's so important. Like, our generation is lazy. Like, honestly and truthfully, I feel like our generation just is lazy and just undisciplined, right? Because think around when people like give time to themselves, right? To just be able to like just take a break and just think about life, right? To be able to just give themselves a game plan. Nobody, right? That's just not you're not disciplined, right? Your mind is always running. You can't just take time yourself. And then on top of that, I feel like our like you said, like we got Chat GBT, right? Like Chat GBT can literally do anything. Like, it can literally do anything you want it to do. You just gotta ask it to do it. And we just want what we see. But we don't want to do what we gotta do to be able to like acquire it. And then even once we do what we gotta do, we think we're supposed to get it like that fast. Like
Yeah.
you gotta plan. You gotta work through it. You gotta break through it, right? You gotta do so many things to be able to get what you really want. A lot of times, what you want might not even be good for you, right? Because I think that's another big thing too. Like we want all these things. We want social status. We want love. We want et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like you gotta also remember how is it going to benefit you. Like, what do you want it for? If I tell somebody like, yo, like, why do you want to be rich? And they say, oh, because I just want money. I mean, what are you gonna do with the money? How are you gonna handle the money? This with the money. Or like social status, like when you get famous, and this is like how are you gonna guide people? Like, what is gonna be your message? You feel what I'm saying? And people that can't answer because they have no plan and like no guidance. You feel what I'm saying?
That's facts, bro. And I agree, bro. Like, you know, being lazy definitely affects all of that, bro. Like, not learning and all that. Because at the end of the day, bro, if you got a plan, you're learning something, bro. And the beautiful thing about having a plan is like, as you learn in life, your plan always gets better. You know what I'm saying? You always adjust your plan. You always, redo your plan. Maybe every 3 months, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes every week, bro. It is what it is. You change every day. And that's the beauty about
Yeah.
learning. Learning, you can change every single day and grow every single day. And that's the beauty. And it's like, I know a lot of people be like, oh, just live your life, da da da, you young, da da da. But it's like, that only gets you but so far, just living, right? Living just gets you so far. But you really gotta, learn and really gotta tune in with God to really be living. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can live the life you want. Like, God can give you everything, but He also can take it away from you. You know, get what I'm saying? So it's like always staying grounded with Him, just staying locked in with God. You can do whatever you need to do. You can do whatever you want to do. And if you have a plan, because I always tell y'all, like, you need a plan so God can steward your plan, bro. He can't steward anything if you ain't got no plan. You know what I'm saying? How a plan's supposed to get steward if you ain't got none? You get what I'm saying? Make a plan for yourself so that God can work on your plan. He can help you with your plan, bro. And like I said before, like Daddy was just talking about, like you can plant your seeds today, bro. That does not mean you're gonna eat the fruit today, bro. You're not gonna eat the fruit
Yeah.
the same day you plant your seeds, bro. It takes time. It's gonna take time to water it, bro. At the same time, that's what we mean. We plant the seeds by taking action, watering it, taking action, right? Taking action towards the things that you want to do. If you're a content creator, post more videos, get more content out there. Start, you know what I'm saying? Start engaging more with your chat, with your comments and all that, bro. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's about how you want to proceed your life. You know what I'm saying? If you want better for yourself, you will do better for yourself, bro. And if you don't want better for yourself, you will stay the same. Honestly, you don't stay the same. You either getting better or you getting worse. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. So if you're not getting better, at least 1% every day. I'm not saying you gotta jump from 0% to 20% in one day. You just need 1% every day. That's one little thing. We always talk about it. One little thing. Cleaning your bed, cleaning your room, whatever. Bro, help somebody out, give somebody something, give back. Like they always be telling me about giving back and stuff like that, and that's what I've been doing more. You feel better once you do the things like that, man. And it's good for God how God is viewing you. You get what I'm saying? It's a good thing. If you want to make it to heaven, do the good things, right? Do your good deeds. It's that simple. Do your good deeds. Stay prayed up, and just keep believing in Him. Keep trusting that He will steward your plan. Now make a plan.
Exactly.
But
And I want to add on to something that you said that's really important. That our 20s, like a lot of us, we're the like 17 to like 2022. Like this time frame is where you can change your life. Like literally, a lot of the times the most successful people, start young. And that's literally like you start young, and then I think it's so important that you take care of your 20s because your 20s is going to be a reflection of your 30s, right? So if you have a good 20s, good 20s, like your 30s is going to be blessed, right? But if you delay yourself and you party and clubbing all you throughout your 20s, and now you got to wait, and now you lock in at 25, 26. By the time you're 35, you still got to keep building, right?
yeah,
So your 20s is really where you separate at. Like your 20s is what make you you. And I think like for me, and I'm 21, yeah, of course, but like I didn't lock in till 21. Like I was 20 and I was doing good. Like I was locking in. Yeah, December 8th. Yeah, I was locking in. But like I could have been locked in, right? Like the mindset I have now, it's not like it's something new, right? Like I've been knew how to discipline, I've been knew to not smoke, I've been knew all to do all these things. But it's like it just took a little longer, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking.
You
But
had
like
your own
imagine
journey,
locking in right.
man. You know, God had
Yeah,
put
yeah,
you on
yeah.
your own
That's really what
journey.
it really. Yeah, that's how like you live life, I guess. But like
Yeah,
imagine if you lock in at 18 or 17, where
facts.
would you be at then? You know what I'm saying? So imagine if you lock in at 21, where would you how do you think you'll be at, 23 or 24? That's what I'm saying.
That's
So
facts.
take care of your 20s. I think your 20s is what makes the biggest difference for sure.
That's facts, man. Honestly, bro, I ain't even got no more questions, bro. Nah, man. What's your
Yeah,
closing words
absolutely,
for the
bro.
day, man?
Damn, my closing words gonna be
Could have used what
um
you was just talking about.
my closing words gonna be keep learning, keep striving. It's so much to learn, and we got such little time. Like we don't got forever. We don't got 60 years. We don't got 70 years. We don't know how long we got. So you gotta live every day like it's your last day and just keep striving.
That's facts. I love that, man. My closing words for the day, man. Make your plan, bro. Make your plan, and don't take failure too strong, bro. Don't take it too strong. Don't let your emotions control you, right? You control everything. You control your emotions, especially when things not going your way. Understand that even if it's not going your way, how can you learn from this? How can you see the positive out of this situation? And low key, I just want to kind of talk about something like kind of yesterday, bro. Literally yesterday, bro. I was helping some dude, and it was like quick thinking, and it was a situation where he needed some gas, like he needed car gas, right? And he had the gas tank, but he asked me for a ride. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know him, so thinking like just being aware of my surroundings, I had to think quick. You get what I'm saying? And not looking at it as a failure, not gonna tell him like nah. Like I stalled a little bit to give myself time to think about what I want to do. Right? Like I stalled. I was like looking up a place that's closer because the gas station I was at, they didn't take card and like it was closed. Right? So I was like, okay, boom. I was like, how about this? How about I end up finding out what I wanted to think about? I was like, okay, cool. How about I take your gas tank, go to the gas station, and bring it back? You get what I'm saying? Instead of him getting in my car. And it's just little situations like that where it's like, you want to be more aware of your surroundings, aware of where you at, and not look at things as a failure. Because I could have told him no. You know what I'm saying? I could have just drove off. I could have did anything. But, just thinking of a solution in any situation, giving yourself time to think of a solution is very important. And I kind of just learned that it was like I was learning it, but it kind of stuck with me because of yesterday. You get what I'm saying? So definitely
Yeah, for sure.
be more aware of like your surroundings, be more aware, and try to be more problem solving, right? Give yourself time to think. Take that second of thinking that we always talk about. Just take that second of a pause to just take a little time and think of a solution, think of something better, think of a positive way that this situation can go,
Hmm.
because it could have went any way. He could have got in my car, something bad could have happened. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I was thinking about all those things, and you have to give yourself time to think about all those things, because anybody could have been impulsive and just been like, yeah, hop in the car. Anything could have happened, right? He talking about is down the road. You could have went down the road and you would have been gone. You get what I'm saying? So just be
yeah, true. Yeah, for sure.
more aware of your surroundings, and yeah, man. So yeah,
Sure,
that was Life
sure, for sure.
Podcast, man. Episode 43. Actually, let me read these questions. You say you got to take some failure as progress or a lesson. Facts, Jay. Facts.
Yeah,
It's good, J.
facts.
J. Unk. Mistakes are gonna happen. Is what happens after. Oh, he said mistakes are gonna happen. It's what happened after. Oh, it's what happens after is what makes you or break you. That's facts, son. That's
Yeah,
facts. That's facts.
that's
That's facts.
facts. Yeah, that's really where it be at. Because a lot of times when we make a mistake and we just like, bro, suck it up, buttercup. That's how
Yeah,
you gotta be.
that's facts, man.
Suck it up. Move
Love
on.
y'all.
Life goes on.
That's facts, man. Love y'all, boys, man. Episode 43, bro. We'll be back next Thursday, man. 8 p.m. Eastern time. If anything changes, we'll let y'all know. Peace out, man.
Yeah,
Love
for
y'all.
sure.